Now I've placed down a sheet of wax paper with my embossed and sanded piece of cardstock in the middle. I'm going to use the Glimmer Mist to give it a little bit of that pearlescent shine. It also has a little bit of a white pigment mixed in. That will help make the sparkle just a little bit more and really give it a snowy effect. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to swirl rather than shake. With the Glimmer Mist, the powder tends to sit on the bottom. It's a mica powder mixture that really has to blend with the liquid to make the pearl happen and to make it in a spray form. So I'm just going to swirl it a little bit, pop the lid off, and then as I spritz, I'm going to move across the paper, and that way I won't get one big glob in one spot. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. And we're going to start working on the flowers. So I'm going to pull those in here. And what I decided to do with this was something a little bit different. I was just kind of playing around to see what would work. And this worked well for me. On the middle of my wax paper, I'm going to rub a little bit of green ink. Just want to get a little bit going in there. And then in the middle of that, I'm going to spritz a little of the Glimmer Mist. I'm looking for my paintbrush here. Here it is. I'm going to add a little bit of water to the paintbrush there. And then I'm just going to mix that green ink with the Glimmer Mist that I've spritzed on there. I'm going to use that mixture to apply to my flowers. Instantly it turns them green and gives them a pearl finish. I could do this with any color of ink that I have as long as it's a water-based ink, and I'm sure it would work. Okay, now I'm going to distress with the Distress ink from Tim Holtz a little bit around the edges of my sentiment. This is one that I printed off my computer. I couldn't find the right sort of stamp that I wanted or the right sort of image. So I went ahead and found a font that I liked on my computer and just simply printed it in my Word program in a kind of a dark red color. Works so well, it just really matches my wine Bow Bunny cardstock almost perfectly. So I'm going to just ink up the edges a little bit. I want a little bit more of a vintage look. Again, I'm working on wax paper. When I'm working in my craft room, I really do have a craft sheet that I work on, a non-stick craft sheet. But for demonstration purposes, this would work really well for you at home too. So, and you know, wax paper is so inexpensive. So I'm just going to go around the edges. I'm starting off the edge a little bit and just kind of blending in toward the center. My pieces are all dry now. The Glimmer Mist is dried on both the flowers and my back piece. So now I'm just going to assemble my card. I'm going to start by, let's see here. I'm going to start by attaching this one here. Just going to place this right there. And this piece on top. I'm going to use a glue dot. I believe I showed this in one of the first videos, how to make a bow like this. So I'm just going to do the same process. Putting my little glue dot on the back of the bow so it can't be seen. I'm going to put this fairly low. Flip it over. Try that again. That's a little bit better. Then I'm also going to use the glue dots on the back of the flowers. And those flowers turned out really nice. They're very pearly. The back side is still matte colored, so I can tell which is the right side. I'm going to put the glue dot on the back there. I'm going to place one right about here. And one right about here. And then before I attach my sentiment, I'm going to attach this to my card base. Which I've already pre-scored and folded. So all I have to do is pop this onto the front. There is a little bit of aqua blue in here as well as the green in this pattern paper, so that coordinates really nicely. And then last thing I'm going to do before I put my sentiment on top here, I'm going to move this flower up just a hair. I'm going to place this. I'm going to place it right over my ribbon there. Maybe finesse it a little bit more here. Try to get that to come down so I can see it. And there is my finished card. I've used a few pop dots just to pop that up. And it sure does sparkle and shimmer. Looks really pretty.